I'm still running low on that. I need to restock my bulk supply. Anyways, got a ribeye steak. Lots of noises going on in a noisy house, but this is a delicious meal. Make your pancakes, pour them in a sheet pan and bake them in the oven. No flipping required. All right, we've got two doors here, as you can see. We've got door A and we've got door B. And I've told you guys on my channel that I had something to share with you. Hi friends, this has been one of my things that I've been eating lately. It's delicious. It is the frozen wild blueberries from Costco. Then we've got cottage cheese mixed with vanilla yogurt. You can do Greek yogurt for extra protein, or you can use regular yogurt. And then I've got the granola. It's some kind of granola from, it's the sweet and salty, I can't remember what the brand is. Anyways, it comes in a bag. It's sweet and salty granola. Big old bowl of that. It's been really tasty, but my meals have been the same every day. I basically eat rice, meat. Ooh, I need to go get the rice off the stove. Rice, meat, this, some broccoli or some vegetables, sweet potatoes, whatever. And that's just been how I've been eating lately. The same things over and over and over again. All right, this needs to go off. Yeah, so I've got my rice batch cooked. It'll last us 24 hours. I do 2 cups of rice uncooked and about 4 cups of broth or water. We typically do sushi rice, and I usually use bone broth or chicken stock in it, but I just haven't had that. I did buy some the other day, but I'm hoarding it because I don't want to use it yet, in case I need to use it for kids' soup or something like that. They've been kind of, a few of them have been under the weather, so. Got the grass watering, and I'm just gonna enjoy my meal outside in the peace, in the quiet of just nature. This has been really nice. We have this back porch, and we've got this property behind us that is not ours, but it's just nice because there's no houses there. This is gonna be my lunch because I ate 4 eggs before I went to the gym. And nothing else. I needed carbs. My muscles needed carbs. I didn't eat any carbs. And I was dying at the gym. Not really, but I was really struggling today. I just feel like I've hit a wall. And part of it is Hashimoto's. Part of it is perimenopause. Part of it is just autoimmune disease in general. And I've got to figure it out because I'm exhausted. So I've just been taking it easy. And when I say that, I mean, I cleaned out the shop. We've been vacuuming, we've been moving stuff. We've been fixing things, gardening, planting grass, all the things. But I'm resting as much as I can, but I'm dealing with insomnia at 3 a.m. So it's just been rough. That's been rough. So I think that's just part of aging. Yeah, that's where we're headed now. That's this phase of life that we're going to be sharing with you on YouTube. Midlife. We have got some little plants we're going to add to our flower garden here. We've got a couple spaces maybe that we can grow a couple of cabbages perhaps, but I have a bunch of seeds planted. I don't think a lot of things are going to grow super big here because of this just being the high desert and all. I don't have great success with certain things growing very big, so I don't know how these tomatoes are going to do. They're looking pretty small. I threw a bunch of seeds down, and I planted some flowers as well. But the seeds that I threw down, looks like a lot of them are over in this area. So I don't know if that's where I put all the carrots. That's a lot of seeds right there. I must have dropped all the carrots right there. Not ideal, because I'm not seeing the carrots spread out really anywhere else. I do see, I probably should have marked some rows, didn't do that. But yeah, this is gardening this year. We've got some butternut squash plants that seem to be taking off. 1, 2, 3, and 4 that are growing. So we just need to find where we're going to put a cabbage. And I think right here would be a good spot for a cabbage. But we can also put things back here in this flower bed. So maybe we should go over there and take a look. This used to be a spigot back there, but the excavator, excellent excavator, but he took away my water spigot, and that's very sad for me. So yeah, we've got whatever's in here. I have no idea what that is, but everything else I mostly pulled out of here, except for this because I didn't know what it was. Clearly it's probably just a desert weed or a desert bush of some sort because it hasn't done anything exciting. Ooh, it's got spikies on it. I think we'll put a couple cabbage plants in here. We've got two doors here, as you can see. We've got door A and we've got door B. And I've told you guys on my channel that I had something to share with you. And I've been feeling really overwhelmed about sharing this because I don't know what to do with this space. I kind of know what to do. I'm not really sure what to do. I don't know if I should list these items on Facebook Marketplace and try to sell them, if I should adopt a new hobby. I'm not really sure what to do. So in the meantime, I just haven't done anything besides situate the room. Let me just show you real quick what's in here, and then we'll get into what we're gonna do in the room, all right? What do we have here? What we have here, friends, is the Quilting Pro Series 24. Now, currently I have some items that are taking up space on this, and I'll share with you the rest of this room and later in this video, but I piled everything up on here to get it out of the way so that we could utilize this other portion of the room. Hey, if you're located anywhere near Oregon and you have interest in this machine, please reach out. My email address is ROWESRISING@gmail.com. It's down below in this video's description. And if this is something you are interested in, I've got the thermostat right there, so I can't go any farther unless I scoot it out. As far as I know, everything works and it comes with loads of accessories. But this is a Quilting manufactured machine. Made in the USA proudly. This is the Quilting Pro Series 24. It is a long arm quilting machine. It's got an on-off power switch, main power switch there. I currently have it unplugged because I don't want my children messing with it or doing anything with it. Not that they would, but we've just got it unplugged. It comes with all sorts of things. It comes with all sorts of things. I don't know what a lot of these things are called because I am not a quilter, but I can say, and I can show you some of the stuff it comes with, because it comes with the patterns for sewing the different patterns on the quilts. We have a ton of fabric, and then let me bring you down this way and I can show you the other items, but let's check this out. You have this whole long machine here. And then I don't know any of this stuff, but it comes with everything you need. I've got more stuff over here, but currently I have bags in the way. But this is all of, there's so many patterns. This is all of the different quilting patterns. There's even more, I just have everything stashed away right now. There's even more down there. It comes with all of the manuals, all of the everything. So if you or somebody you know is interested in a quilting machine, making an offer on this one, it says the pantographs. So the Quilting long arm instruction manual, the pantograms, and then all of those, and this machine. Haven't decided yet if we're going to get rid of these items up there yet or not. Not that I have any use for them. We may have some sort of, I'm not sure. We haven't decided yet. We haven't decided. Will I become a quilter? To be determined. In the meantime, we're going to be utilizing this room for other things. And I think I am going to try to get rid of this so that we can use this space for homeschooling and my personal office space, as well as a creative place for the family. A place where we can be creative. Other ways, maybe not quilting creative. This is where we're at right now with the room. I went ahead and pushed this over against that wall. I don't know what we're gonna do with it, okay? I don't know what we're gonna do with it. But I put our china cabinet back there that belonged to my grandmother. It needs work. A year ago in that move, the movers took the little key and wrapped it up in a piece of paper and stuffed it in a box, and it got thrown away probably with a bunch of other paper. So we don't have anything to open up that cabinet, but this whole wall has been opened up, so now we can put the sofa in here, and then we can figure out what we're gonna do with this room. I think for right now, it's just gonna be a lounge room. I might end up moving all the homeschool bookshelves and books into here, and then we'll have the sofa, and I might have a desk back here, a desk working area. We do have internet out here. We are able to do online courses and things like that out here if my kids need a quiet space to do that. And like I said, it does have electrical heat. So this room is heated. So we'll be able to keep it warm and toasty through the homeschool season. So we still have quite a bit of cobwebs and stuff to get, but I'm gonna get a Swiffer sweeper and do the walls and all of that. We just mopped the floor partially and just made it so far so that we can utilize this area of the room to make a little lounge space to hang out. All right, this is what we've got going on in the quilting room right now. We are turning this little corner into sofa lounge central. So we're gonna see how many pieces of this old sofa we can fit in here. And right now I'm just working on getting it all connected. Trying to get it connected. These sofas are neat because they come with little connection pieces. We'll get one right there. We got maybe one or two more pieces. I might have to turn this desk sideways. We shall see when my son is helping me move everything in here. So here we go. The amount of pencils that I find in my furniture is not alarming. It's quite normal around here. All right, let's see, put this over here for now. Yeah, I just gotta see what Riker's gonna bring out next. Here in the oven, we are broiling or braising, whatever it is. I'm not sure. It's not braising. We just have this meat under the broiler just to get some color onto it. Cut up some tomatoes to throw in there. I'm just de-seeding them. Those are just gonna roast in there with the meat. And then we also have, that's my timer going off. And then I just have a beef stew broth concoction right here to add in. And what is this? About 3/4 of a cup. I could probably add a little bit more. I might go a full cup to go in there, but the tomatoes will also add some flavor and some juice to that, as well as the meat will. All right, so here we've got a lot of beautiful color on there. We are gonna throw the broth and the tomatoes onto that. go. We'll put the lid on and put it back in the oven for about an hour or two. This is looking amazing, but we're gonna throw some potatoes in there to cook. All right, lots of noises going on in a noisy house. Ooh, this elbow doesn't work well to lift the lid off while I'm filming, but this is a delicious meal. I need to check the meat to see if it's fall apart tender. The only thing I have immediately right here is this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's tender. Oh, that's very tender. Very good, very good. Paper plates because Mama's tired. A beautiful meal. Hey, this is dinner tonight where all the forks are in the dishwasher. Anyways, got a ribeye steak with some potatoes and broccoli. Potatoes, I just put a little mayo on top because that's how I like them. So delicious. Today we are making our famous sheet pancake recipe because all you have to do is make your pancakes, pour them in a sheet pan and bake them in the oven. No flipping required. Breakfast. This is the recipe that we're using. We're gonna do melted coconut oil instead. So my oven worked well enough to cook up these sheet pancakes, and we had 2 sheet pans full. These are what's left over, so I've just cut them up and we're gonna put them in a Ziploc bag or in a storage container in the refrigerator because the kids will eat them in the next day or so. But one of my meal prep hacks is I throw a bunch of chicken thighs in my Instant Pot, and I throw in onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, Redmond's real salt, seasoned salt. I turn it to the chicken function, and I think that's 20 minutes. 20 minutes, I make sure it's sealed up here at the vent. You seal it, you pressure cook it, and when it's done, you can put a hand mixer, like an electric mixer in it, or an egg mixer, not a whisk, but a mixer, or you can put it in your stand mixer and it shreds up all the chicken. And so I've got a lot in there, probably enough for 12 people or so. So we're gonna have a couple of meals out of this, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. But I also think I want to make part of it chicken tikka masala. So I just have a jar of sauce I'm gonna dump in with it and then serve it over rice. If I have enough rice, I'm still running low on that. I need to restock my bulk supply. But yeah, pressure cook chicken, use an electric mixer to shred it, and dinner's easy. Oh, I'm the worst at this vlogging stuff these days. I apologize, friends, but these are the chicken thighs. And then right here, we've got the leftover rice, and those of us that could eat this because it's got, let's see, it contains milk. It's got dairy in it. So the dairy kids couldn't have that, but the rest of us could. So we just did it separately and served it on the side. And then this is what's left over.